Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by. Today I'm continuing to work on my Margarete Miller Collage Weekly Planner, where Margarete Miller gives us collage art assignments with prompts. And again, I'm trying to use up items from my stash, so a lot of these collages are very random, just because I'm trying to, like I said, use up stuff from my stash. And I try not to think about it too much, so I take the prompts and I start going through my stash, and the first one or two things that I come across that meet the criteria is what I pull to work on these. And so, again, this is week number 44, and the first item on the list for prompts is something that starts with V. And the first things that I found that started with V in my stash is I came across the word vacation. I had some ephemera that dealt with vacation stuff, and so I pulled those two out. But then I also found this varied thrush bird, and it's a type of bird that starts with a V, so that would work. The next one was a game piece or puzzle piece, and I have bingo cards, which I love this bingo card. I found them at the thrift store several years ago. It's actually a Coca-Cola one. They're vintage. And then I also, several years ago, purchased a pack. Our local scrapbooking store has a rummage sale, and I bought a whole grab bag full of Paris themed things. And this game card or score card is called Paris Smart Scorecard. So it must have been some sort of game about Paris. And so that's kind of another game piece or puzzle piece. I'll probably lean towards using the bingo card because I love these bingo cards. I know I've already used one in this book earlier, but I just love these bingo cards. So I'll probably use another one in here. Translucent paper, such as tracing paper, vellum, or tissue paper. I have this scrap piece of vellum with some gold embossing flowers on it. So I'll use that for my tracing or translucent paper. The next is a flag, and I have a ton of different postage stamps that have flags on them. And so this one I did just cut off of here, thinking I'd probably just use the smaller one, but I can of course use the whole lineup of them if I want to. And then the other item too that I found that kind of relates to flags is when I was pulling out one of the flag postage stamps, is I found this little book, and it is a book of flags from different countries. And my dad collected postage stamps as a child, so this was probably his that he did as a kid. So I also have these that I could cut out. And a while ago, he gave me his whole postage stamp collection that he had. He looked it up and he said they weren't worth anything, so I might as well use them in my crafting. And so I do have this book that I could pull something out of if I wanted to. But I'm kind of leaning towards using one of these flags right here. The next one is something that jumps, and I pulled out two things for that criteria. I do have this paper with frogs because frogs jump. So it might be kind of cute to cut out some of the frogs and layer them on here. Or I also have this bunny and this rabbit sticker. It's an Easter set, and the rabbit also jumps. Somewhere I have an image of kids jump roping, but I couldn't find that scrapbooking paper right away. So I came across these other two things first. So I don't know what I'm going to do, if I cut out one of the frog sets or use the bunny. Then the last thing is a repeating pattern. And for that, I just went through kind of some of my paper things that I have. And so I have this journal card, and it has like the little harlequin background with the diamonds on it. And so that pattern kind of repeats itself. So I think that's what I'm going to use for my repeating pattern. And I just have to decide if I'm going to use the bunny or the frogs. And so I might just quick cut out some of the frogs here and just kind of see what they might look like on the layout. I'll probably cut them out better, but for now I'll just cut them into that small size just so I have something to play with. So again, I like to kind of start with my larger pieces, and so that's probably the game piece, and then I have this vellum, but I could easily cut that in half. So for now, maybe I'll just lay the vellum across the top of my page here, and the bingo card kind of at the bottom. I can always move this, I guess, but for now, maybe I'll just go like that and just see. So something that starts with V, either I need to use the bird or one of the vacation items that I have. So maybe for now I'll just put the bird on the layout. And I don't know if I put it just maybe in the middle of the bingo card for right now. This is kind of a little bit bigger piece, so maybe I will just try and fill this in over here in the corner just to show. And I'll probably just cut that down because I don't need the whole thing to glue down. But maybe I'll just go like that so you can still see the repeating pattern. And I need the flag and something that jumps on here yet. So I could stick this flag up in the corner, or I could also just cut it out. Right now it's on part of an envelope. So it kind of works up there in the corner if I don't take it off of that. And then I could layer something, like I could maybe put the bird up there maybe. I don't know. And I could use the word vacation too on here. So maybe for now I'll just lay that right there. I can still take off one of these items. And so I do have the frog or the rabbit that I could add. And I don't really like the flowers on here, but I can cut those off of that sticker. So I don't have to use those on here. I do kind of like this paper that you can see the background paper behind it. And I don't mind that word vacation with the frog on top of it right here on the side. You know, I'm just trying to decide if I try and use up a little bit more of my stash and add that in here just for some more interest, or if that's just too much. You know, I guess I could use that and then just use one of these stickers to layer. So I have like a set of 3 right here. I could use one of those stickers right here just to add a little bit more interest. So maybe I'll do that. I kind of like this pink one right here. So I think I'm going to use this as my layout. Obviously, I need to cut down the paper a little bit. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut my papers down. I'm going to glue everything down just how it is and add the flower, and then I'll come back and go through the prompts just to make sure I have everything. But I think for the most part, I'm probably done with the layout. So I will be right back after everything is glued down. So I'm back with the finished layout, and I did rearrange a couple of little things, but the basic layout is the same. And so I'll go through the final prompts. Something that starts with V. I use the word vacation, and also this varied thrush bird starts with V. And then the next item was a game piece or puzzle piece, and so I did use the bingo card for the game piece. The next item was translucent paper, and I used this vellum paper in the background for the translucent paper. The next item was a flag, and so I do have a postage stamp back here that was on an envelope. That's a flag. And then the next item was something that jumps. So I did cut out this little frog from some scrapbooking paper. And then the final item was a repeating pattern. And so I do have this background journal card where I cut out part of it, and it has the little harlequin diamonds on it, and they kind of repeat themselves. So I use that for my repeating pattern. And so that is my finished layout. I did go ahead also and add the couple little flower stickers that came from the bunny sticker or the Easter stickers that I had. I just thought they were kind of cute. And so I did go ahead and add those also. Otherwise, everything else was part of the prompts. And so I'm going to call that layout good for this week. And again, that was week number 44. And I want to thank everybody so much for watching today. I hope you guys are all doing well. And I want to wish everyone happy crafting. And I hopefully will see you back next week for week number 45.